Okay guys, we're gonna give a quick update on the Peterbilt and what's going on with the new Peterbilt. Anyway, this is the bed that I'm putting on it. Now the old bed on Swamp Pass was about 16 feet long. This one's gonna be 21 feet long. So it's gonna give me 6 more feet, which anytime you're carrying like a crew cab Ford or a crew cab Chevy truck or whatever it is, Dodge, you're right there. You're like barely getting it on the truck. This one actually is a bigger roll off. It's got a little bit more capability than my old one. This one will actually slide all the way back and it drops down, where on the old Swamp Ass, it just basically came back to about here. This one will actually roll back. So I'll be able to drive stuff on here. My lowrider cars will fit on here a lot better. A little bit bigger winch. It's just everything about it's just bigger. So the thing I like about this truck bed is it's got a lot of different places to tie down to. The other truck was a little tougher to tie down to on that bed. It was smaller. This one's a little bit wider and it's a lot longer. I'm thinking about cutting this rail off right here though, because if I have to load a pallet from the side or anything from the side, this always seems to get in the way. So there's a good chance I'm probably gonna be cutting that off all the way down both sides and just make it flat. This is nice if you're pulling something on, it guides it up on the truck. But for me, I'm gonna use this more than just hauling cars. I mean, I'll haul anything with it. So, but it is a heavy steel bed, which I like better than the aluminum beds. The aluminum beds are very notorious for cracking. And when you put a lot of weight on them, they start to crack. These steel beds are a little heavier, but it'll make my truck ride better anyway when it's empty. And it won't break. So that's what I like about this bed. It did come off an old truck over here that I got. I bought the truck just for the bed so I could put this on my truck, and it is the right length, so it's gonna work out good, I hope. All right, most everything that we've built for this Peterbilt is stainless steel. There's a few things that are steel. The front bumper is just a pickled in oil steel bumper. So put the rivets, put the rock screen in it, and then I had it clear coated, powder coated. And then these are the headlight bracket mounts. And these are all just an A36 mild steel with the mill scale on it, because I really like the color of the mill scale. And then when you hammer it with the sander, it just makes it pop. So these look like old candlestick holders, but they will hold the headlights. And I went through and I made a bunch of hinges. So, and I had these powder coated. These are the hinges that are gonna, on the doors of the truck, it'll actually look like hinges. I'm really kind of trying to go with that industrial look from the 1800s with this truck. So that's why I'm doing the old hinge look. This is to open the hood. So you know on Swamp Ass I had another one. These are a real set of brass knuckles on here, and this knife, and this is gonna go on the front of the hood of the truck to open and close the hood. This here will be the, on the window, above the window, the shaders above the window. Yeah, that's a saw blade. And we got some rivets on here. I'm actually gonna rebuild this out of stainless. This was just kind of a prototype to see if it'd work. I kept this saw blade around. I've got, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 of them. And the saw blade will match the visor. And here's the visor. So it's a stainless steel visor. And I had it bead blasted. And so the visor is gonna match those all the way around the truck. These are the skirts around the sleeper. And I'm gonna rivet all those. Those all be riveted. These are the steps to go over the battery box, and I'll show you what I'm building for that. So these are some hammered flat bar here with rivets in it and rock screen, and this will sit here and will be attached to there. And then I've got another little one real quick I'll show you. This will be the other one, like this. It's not welded in yet, but that'll just kind of give you an idea of what it's gonna look like. But I'm kind of wondering about putting something here. I haven't decided yet, but I think it needs something. But basically this will be your tread to get in and out of the truck so you don't slip out when you get out of the truck. These are actually stainless steel. These ones here are just mild steel with rock screen. So it's really gonna give it that industrial feel, you know, that's really what I'm trying to do with this truck. And then you can come over here and look at these stacks really quick. Okay, so these are the air filters. These are all stainless steel. At the end of the day, I'm looking at putting LED lights in here. You know, on the side of a semi truck, they got air filters on it. This one has dual air filters, which make it kind of cool. There's a lot of them that just have a single one on it. I like the trucks with the dual on it because it just evens out the look of the truck. This is my design. It's all octagon here. I know the stacks are octagon. I thought I'd step it up and go to the next level with this. This will unbolt here. It comes off, you put an LED light in there, you can change the filter out. It actually works. It's got the filter in it and it works. These will bolt onto the side of the cab of the truck. So it'll look good when they're on there. And the lights will light up and glow through these little screens right here. So it's gonna look pretty badass. Not for everybody, but there's gonna be some guys out there that wanna run these badass stacks on their trucks. So, and then that goes along with the stacks on the truck. Now these are all sectioned out and they're all TIG welded together. This isn't a Chinese repop. It isn't anything that we have bought from a different country. These were built actually up in Northern California. We've been kind of producing these so we can put them on people's trucks and go. And it's all the way down to the exhaust, up and around the truck. This is an add-on. This is something that probably wouldn't come with them, but the chains, I just went around to every transmission shop that I know in my area, and I got transfer case chains out of their scrap and welded transfer case chains on here to just give it that real grungy, mean pit bull look. And then I've got some Victor Journeyman torches that basically will come on and off. I'm gonna run these on my truck so that way I have literally a torch on each side of my truck. And this will be the handle to get you in the truck, and it will also come off the truck if I need to cut something. I'm gonna run these lines down underneath the truck to the tanks, which I can fire these up and they can just sit there and glow at night and run. And when we get done with the truck, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a vision that's so far away right now, most people are like, what are you talking about? So as soon as I get to that, this is why I can't sleep at night. I sit around and I think of shit like this. But these are done. They just need to be bolted back on the truck and start really running all the stuff. So in the next few days, you'll see it start to come together. We're just waiting to clear coat it. And as a matter of fact, we're gonna go back right now with Travis and see where he's at on clear coating. Well, normally we don't want to look like we're making out, but I have the microphone right here.
We're back to one mic again.
We're back to one mic. So you got to be able to hear Travis. Anyway, so
explain this process. It's a lot, huh?
Dude,
it took a week to sand it.
It's like,
and then first you had to take all the parts off of it. So that took a week.
So all the parts, you got to strip the truck down first.
And then sand it.
And then you got to sand it. Travis pretty much sanded them up. Actually, Travis has been working hard on this truck.
This is our third week on it now.
There is a ton of work into painting a truck like this. So like just all the pieces got to be removed. And then while I'm at it, I'm decorating and building new pieces and, you know, adding to the bolt-on pieces that are going to go back onto the truck. But process of just sanding it, cleaning it, bringing the truck over here, cleaning the truck again because it's got a little bit of dust on it. Then when you're getting all ready and you're prepared and almost ready to start painting, you got to clean it again.
Yeah, so this is our makeshift platform here.
So this is our OSHA approved clamps.
I'm not wearing a harness or nothing.
You're gonna stand on there, he's gonna go up there and he's gonna start spraying the roof. And before he sprays the roof, we gotta
tack rag it.
Again.
So we're gonna go up there and wipe it off again.
So there's a lot of cleaning that has to go on here. Like it's just clean and clean. But I know that we missed a bunch of the process of the airbrushing on it, which is just what it is, because we really want to just show you the highlights, because if you guys watched what we do all the time, you'd be bored. Now, if there was girls dancing around in here with bikinis on and you guys would watch that out of our show. But since we're not really in that business, we should have had a topless bar.
Everybody else does, I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know.
In Vegas.
We need to do
What's
fans.
going on?
What's it? Fans only? Friends only? What's it called? Only fans? Only friends?
Only fans.
Yeah, we need to do an only friends, and then we need to find some of our only friends that we have that are, you know, maybe some hot chicks that want to hang out. Listen, if you guys want to get on YouTube and you're hot, and you want to come in here and paint a truck with me and a Travis in bikinis,
Millions.
please hit me up. Please. All right, listen, me and Travis are from the generation where we used to just get done. So this is get done. We're on a 3/4 inch piece of plywood with 2 clamps on it and a freaking 20-year-old running a forklift. Okay, does that sound safe? But it's getting the job done, okay? We want to just get it done. Now, in today's society, you gotta have ropes and chains and freaking 3 safety guys and freaking, you know, a bunch of air mattresses around it in case he falls off, and takes you 3 days just to basically get this job done. We're gonna do it in 5 minutes. All right, so we're in the clearing process right now. As you can see right now, this is all covered because we've already basically painted and clear coated the hood. We don't want to get overspray on it. This truck is so big that we have to shoot it in a couple of different phases. Today we're going to try to do the cab and the sleeper on it. But as you can see here, this is all kind of a flat color. Once we put the clear on it, it'll really pop out. There's layers and layers and layers of paint that gets put on this thing. We based it with a black, we shot it with a silver flake, and now what we're doing, and then you have to scuff the whole truck again, and then come back and go over it with layers of water-based paint to get that drippy look. Every one of these rivets that you see has been airbrushed, okay? There's a lot of airbrushing in here that you don't really see because then we layer it with a lot of other stuff. So it's a long process to do it. I know a lot of people have questions about like how to do the paint. You know, everybody's like, oh, is that a wrap? It's not a wrap. It would be too hard to wrap it like this. It's a crazy looking color, and they just really don't make a wrap like this. I mean, they maybe do, but we're not into that. Anyway, so it is a paint job. There's a lot of rivets in this thing. All the rivets were made to work with this thing. All the ones up here kind of really wanted to give it that industrial Frankenstein look. You know, it was green, and we decided let's paint it a whole different industrial color. It goes better with that industrial feel. But there is a lot of process in here. Like I said, every one of these rivets have been airbrushed. The doors have been done. And I don't know if you can really see right here, but we laid every hinge, every one of the hinges that will be on this, there'll be a hinge here. You can see that it's outlined. So when you put it on, it won't look like, it'll look shadowed in there like it's been there forever. Same with these back here. You can see you can basically see the lines of on both sides. So when you put the hinges on, it'll look shadowed, it'll look right. Okay, so we're gonna clear coat this truck today. Hopefully it'll be done today. So tomorrow and the next day, you'll start seeing process as far as installing the stacks, air cleaners, all the little things. This truck's really gonna start coming together in the next few days. It's gonna look badass. We're at that stage right now where we're getting ready to bolt on all of the fabrication that we've done over the last month on this thing. You know, headlight brackets, all the little brackets for the door, like this one right here. So these are actually gonna be, these are all riveted. They're all welded on the back side, but we have to put the air cleaner on today. We're gonna put the mirrors on it. We're gonna put the stacks on it. I'm waiting for the window guys to show up to put 2 new front windows in it because these are so scratched from the windshield wipers not being on. The blades came off and they just kept driving it. Anyway, those are gonna go on stacks, and then possibly headlights. I'm waiting on Travis to, he wants to buff out this area because it got a little foggy, and then we'll put the headlights on it, and grill shell will be going in it soon. This will be a big completion of the feature because this is so much landscaping right here. It's just tons. So we'll be able to fill that up here pretty soon and make it look really cool. But yeah, once the stacks go on, which hopefully by the end of the day, this truck will look pretty close to being completed except for the visor, only because I'm waiting on the front glass. And then once the visor goes on, it's gonna look pretty sick. Okay, so we finally got the bed on this truck. I know that like we missed a ton of video on it, but literally no one would watch it anyway because it was so much work. Like every bracket on this thing had to be cut out. Cross members had to be taken out of the truck. We had to notch parts in the frame of the truck to get the bed to clear. This thing came on and off at least 10 times. On, off, just to make everything fit and clear. So we're finally at that point right now where we can actually start to anchor the bed down. I'm gonna go get a mag drill here in a minute at my house so I can start drilling holes in the frame. And we're gonna anchor this thing down. And hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I can have the hydraulics working on this thing so the bed actually works. But it was a lot of work. A lot of work to get to this point. But once it goes on, this thing will be solid, it'll be good. I like these steel beds, but this thing's gonna be perfect. It's long. I'll be able to adjust my length and put this up to the headache rack a little closer up to the back of the cab. Once it gets hydraulic pressure in it, I'll be able to run it all the way up to here. So I'll get another 8, 10 inches out of it this way. But I like the length, it's perfect. I can reach back and grab a car and drag it on. And that's what this is all about. It's just hauling my cars and finding old cars and bringing them back to the shop. It's really nice to have. So anyway, we'll keep going. I'll let you guys know what's going on as we go. Hopefully within 3 weeks, I'll be driving this thing down the road. See you then.